P2G presents Black Girls in Web3 podcast. Hosted by Wanda Suero, also known as Salty Coffee, Dazzle Daniels, also known as Dazzle D, and myself, L. Ruby Thomas, known as Miss Ruby, Crypto Queen of Harlem, y'all. Tune in weekly as we strive to educate and elevate our community's financial literacy. We bring you professional and expert speakers, share insights from our personal wealth journeys, and introduce workshops and resources to empower you. Join us every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com at P2G Networks TV for an hour of Black Girl Power, where we're shaping the future of finance in Web3. Peace and peace.
All right. It's Friday, y'all. Friday. All right.
Friday.
And we're your girls in the house, the Black Girls who crypto, Black Girls in Web3, soon to be a little something extra. All right. And I'm here for one of your hosts, Ruby T, who's here with my girls in the house. So tonight, as they call it, Girls Night, we about to blow it up. We have an amazing interview in the house, and you know the sister, she do her thing, and y'all about to know a little better. So I'm gonna give some love to and pass the love over to Miss T over here. See what we can do. Let her let you know.
What's up, family? It's Friday night. Ain't no stopping us now. I don't know what y'all doing, but ain't no stopping us. Hey.
Right. And Miss Dazzle D in the house.
Blessings.
I love it. That's my girl. Trade lines, y'all. Trade lines. Let's talk about. And then we go to the one and only BK Bruja in the house. Laughs.
Yeah. What's up? What's up?
Hello, darling. Hello.
What's up, family?
How y'all doing out here?
I got festive for Friday. You see me? I got to put on some Friday. Just got paid Friday
You
night.
about to go to the club up in this mug. That's what I'm talking about.
I know,
girl. And it's feeling right.
That's right, girlfriend.
Girl, we gotta do what we gotta do. It's a
You like
Friday
you ready
night
to go
and
to
we finna
Studio
have
50?
fun.
You remember Studio 59? You going to Studio 59?
Miss T, what are you talking about? I don't know that. I'm too young for that.
It was the limelight for me, but I'm gonna just be quiet.
Yes, it was.
That was in New York. Studio 59 was one of the places.
I know, baby. I know for years too. Come on.
Yep.
Mm-mm. And she said the limelight. Ooh, girl. Mm-mm. See, we know these people were hanging out with the peoples out here. They was hanging out with the peoples, the folks in the news, y'all.
Yeah, and that's how I ended up having to get my life and be repenting.
Me too. Me, you both. I was out in the streets.
So
in the after hour spots late at night.
Oh Lord.
Ain't hadn't been abandoned. I was thank God for mercy.
And now thank God on the Friday night. What you up to? Look at you.
Yes.
Look at you. Doing all kinds of wonderful things. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. And today we're going to have a ball today. Today we are going to get to have an up close and in depth with one of our sisters today, who is, first of all, I love her energy. I don't know about y'all, but I absolutely love her energy and the energy she brings with her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so grateful to have met her through all of you all. And man, we got to introduce her more to the world, like all of y'all. So today is the interview for the BK Bruja Laughs. Woo, y'all, come on.
Woo-hoo! I'm ready.
You know what? We need to
so you want a hot seat, Mom. You want a hot seat.
Oh.
You want a hot seat today. And so what that means for me is that I get to ask the first question today. Today, I'm going to take it first instead of being last, okay? Can I do that? Y'all? Okay.
Your
and
world.
I'll be quiet. How did you get your beautiful name, the BK Bruja Laughs?
It's funny because everybody always asks me that question. Like, one of the things I think is great about the name that I picked is whenever you're in business, you always want to have something that's catchy that people remember, something that brings you to the forefront. And the BK Bruja Laughs, every time they're like, what is that? One, Bruja comes from the fact that I'm a fourth generation witch practicing. And what Bruja to me means is just being a healer, using natural herbs, using the earth and the energy that is here for us to use to really help to enhance life, right? And to do things to be able to heal ourselves naturally, to bring in more abundance, to show up in love and light and energy. And so that's where the Bruja comes from. The BK, because I'm a Brooklyn girl all day, every day. Big it up. More fire, as we say, more fire, more fire. But no, I'm from Brooklyn, and it's my roots, it's my heritage, it's what I know. And the experience I had in growing up in Brooklyn has been one that has shaped me into who I am and where I come from. And laughter, the laugh piece for me is because I love to laugh. I think a lot of times when we do this spiritual journey and the spiritual walk, and even going through shadow work and learning how to process emotions, we're always crying. And one of my favorite movies was Monsters, Inc. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, where they correlate every time they would make a child scared, they would get energy, right? And it was always negative energy coming through, and they were getting energy, but then it was like they had a child who laughed, and it was like the energy was just so high, it was just so vibrant. And I was like, oh, I love laughing, like that makes sense to me. And so being that I like to laugh, and I always tell people, usually during our session, you'll probably cry until you laugh, or laugh until you cry, because that's part of that healing journey. And so anytime I can incorporate laughter in sessions with clients, or even when I'm doing just meditations or readings, it's always to bring that in. So the BK Bruja Laughs came from just that culmination of that experience.
Girl,
Beautiful.
and you are that all the time. All of those levels of energy exude from you. And thank you. I always got it when I watched the cartoon. By the way, it's one of my favorites. It is truly one of my favorites. I was like, let her laugh. Let her have fun. She's blowing the place up.
Right, that part.
I'm watching the show. I won't watch TV with you. Because I get it. Higher vibration. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My fear can't possibly be as amazing as my elation. That excitement.
That's right.
I laugh. So can you just imagine if we could actually bottle that? Girl, keep doing what you're doing. Talking about she out here manifesting laughs. I love it.
No, absolutely. And I think that's something that attests to in what you just said, out here manifesting laughs. And I'm gonna have to coin that one, because that definitely is what the world needs more of, that high vibrational manifest laughs, manifest joy, manifest compassion. I just had a conversation with a friend, and we were talking about how, if you notice that there's like people who go on these cuddle dates. I don't know if you've heard of these things.
What?
Cuddle dates. They have cuddle communities.
Yes,
and
it's
literally all they're doing is meeting
cuddling
up to give hugs, to spend space in intimate spaces where you're literally just hugging people, being in spaces where they're like literally cuddling. And this is what they're called. They're called cuddle clubs, cuddle dates. And it was just like, and mind you, this is considered a fetish. I don't know if you go do your research, because I'm not one to bring something to the forefront. I know it's a thing. But
what you said, Daz?
I said, I know it's a thing. I am a cuddler.
Oh no, it is a thing. But the reason why I'm bringing it up, because it's considered a fetish, and I thought about how deprived we are in our ability to share human emotion with one another without it being something that's always lustful or sexual, or always in this one low vibrational energy of love. And how we've gotten to the point where such a deprivation has created needing to have clubs that create this fetish energy that really is just a normal part of life, normal function.
But why did they make it a fetish? Because I thought it was just to make people who not lonely, who don't have people to hug them. Because I know I saw labels, she get paid. Like, it was a program where you get paid to hug people.
To hug people.
Yeah,
I was about to say, I remember that.
Cuddle, and you could just go cuddle them, But I was like, I don't know if I want to cuddle everybody because of the energy everybody might have. So that's why I said, I don't know if I would do it. Because you got to make sure when you're touching somebody, you're dealing with the energy. So, like maybe if I could cuddle a senior citizen or something like that, I might, and be specific with senior women, not, but you never know. Some women could be aggressive too. So the point of it is that, but something like that. Or either cuddle children, like do it for children, I think. Yeah, but you just gave me an idea. Talking about laughs about for NFT, Daz. I gotta talk to you about it. With that
going Web 3 on us, y'all. She going Web 3 on us.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. I like that.
And that's the beauty of these conversations. It's like we can talk about anything and how it'll just creatively create something that can be or a new endeavor or a new creative idea. And this is just the energy of being in this Aquarius and Pluto energy that we're in under too. So that's a whole nother thing that we're moving into this age of Aquarius, the innovative stuff that's coming through. And a lot of the creativity is just literally you're having conversation with someone like, oh, I just got an idea for something that just came out of nowhere. Write them down. This is the time to really be creative, really spend time and getting to showing up in your truths, because the world is looking for those truths. We can no longer live in these facades, these fake stories and narratives, people living a life that's not really their life. Truth is becoming back in its universal place. Yes. And it has to, for the world to heal and for it to develop into what it needs to become now that we've gone through these moments of just chaos and destruction that no longer has a vibration that operates where we're going. And so the world's literally, as they say, history repeats itself. This was a time period somewhere in whether it was just dinosaurs or the ancient Kemet days, there's always been a cyclical of that having to go through that vibration, having to go through that evolution, having to go through those processes. So we're just seeing that and witnessing it now in the age of Aquarius. You know.
That sounds awesome.
Smiling because that's my birthday, so I'm an Aquarius. Every time you say it, I just get this happy feeling. It's exciting. I have to agree with everything you just said. And as far as the cuddle club is becoming a fetish, unfortunately, that's what when she said that, I said, that's so true. Affection has become kind of we got used to some point our personal space. I remember when that became a thing. Personal space, to the point to where people can't really deal or handle folks who are affectionate. And in my family, we say things like, I love you. I have a friend in New Jersey that when I met her, we was just dynamic. I mean, crazy. And her family is awesome. And so got to know her. I've known her for all this time. It's not got to know her, but it was like, she's been around other women, but I tell all my girlfriends, I love you. You're my sister. You know what I'm saying? And I guess I was around the family. I said, I gave hugs and I said, I love you. And they were like, she okay? Yo, is your friend all right? And she was like, yeah, Ruby, it was good with Odd. I said, sweetheart, let me tell you something. We don't have anything guaranteed. So the last thing I would rather you hear me say is I love you, and gave you a hug.
That's right.
That's my last memory I want to have of you. You live, and she lived right across the water. So at any time, especially with fires, they just had a bunch of fires in New Jersey. Okay? Anything can happen to anybody. It's California burning, y'all. Not just burning a little bit, it's burning to the ground.
It is. It's sad.
People losing everything. So if you feel that your personal space is more important than the last thing you remember somebody saying,
it's true.
So,
sad.
Think about that.
But it also goes to the fact that the deprivation of emotion has created a need for someone to be paid to give you a hug. And let's take it a step further, because as I was thinking about this, like there's been this sense of like, oh, everybody feels like they're entitled. Like somebody should take care of me. I should be taken care of. I should be. But what if the deprivation of emotional support, comfort, and security has been such a deficit that you can't operate unless you get that fulfillment, right? And so that's where these people are with this energy of, I need to be taken care of. Yeah, you need to be taken care of. And most people think like, oh, well, if I get with that person, they say I need to be taken care of, they're not going to show up. But when you give that person enough space and the ability to feel comforted and secure, how they show up. Because as women, we show up. When we're given that space to feel comfortable, first of all, we might show up more than then we realized we were showing up for ourselves.
True.
We might show up a little more than you like.
You said a mouthful right there, because we're taught to be nurturers and over nurturers, because we nurture other folks more than we nurture ourselves. And so I'm so glad that I'm in a new age of nurturing myself. Self-care, love, it's a wonderful thing. It's so important, for us to love on ourselves. It's important for us to laugh too, because I know when I'm going through stuff, I'll put on the Steve Harvey Family Feud. I'd be in here screaming to the top of my lungs, especially the ones that he does in Africa, because he be trying to say their names and they be saying some crazy stuff, and I'd be like, yes, baby, I'll put me on the Steve Harvey in a minute, and I'd be like belly laughing, not no look like, but it lifts up your spirit. I'll put on some music, one or the other. I'll put me on some music.
That's right. Yeah, good stuff.
Agreed. No, it's true. It's definitely needed. And to your point, like you said, women are nurturers. We grow to love things, right? And so just the simple fact that you said, needing to be able to understand importance of self. And I think that has been one of the parts of this new age of spirituality that I think is helping to lead that journey into this unconditional love. Is if you love on yourself first, if you start with self first, if you pour into yourself with that love, how does that change that vibration around your household? How does that change that vibration with the people at your job, or the people that you interact with on your way to work, or that, and the people that you interact with in the community, and how that creates that ripple. And then we don't have to worry about having community hugging clubs and hug a club date and all these other things that we're doing that are considered now fetishes. And that's the problem, I feel, is that when we give certain words to things, fetish, like what does a fetish mean? It's something that literally has such a connotation to it that doesn't sound like something that's comforting.
It's not healthy.
That's required to live. Babies can't live. Like when a baby is born, if they don't get physical contact touch when they're first born, they die.
And that's the truth.
That's the truth.
That's the truth, because it's something about that touch that makes them thrive. Even babies who have been sick. I saw a commercial one time where a lady was sick, and the baby, one baby was alive. No, one baby was alive, and the mother was like going, and they put the babies on the mother. You should have seen that mother. That mother came back because they were just, they were just on the mother. They were just feeling the mother. And so can you imagine that a child has the, like, if a little baby has that ability, what about you? Like they put the mother, because the mother wasn't doing well, and they put them babies on that mother. And the next, that mother was coming back. I was like, that thing was so powerful.
Absolutely.
I never seen nothing like that. I was like, I was like, wow. That's what I understand. Like when you said about the touch, that touch thing is so important. It's like people be talking about, like I used to hug and kiss my son. I didn't care if he didn't like it. I hugged and kissed him. Like come here, like I was like, come sit on my lap. He was big grown too. He's like, well, I'm not sitting up. I said, well, just lay your head on my lap then, okay? Well, come get close something. He was like, well, stop it. No.
That's right.
You're gonna need.
But those are the memories that come back to you. Think about that hug your grandmother ever gave you, a house. Sometimes the things that you remember about people are the things that are physical. Like I used to tell people, I'm not a hugger. People always are coming to me like, can I hug you? And I'm like, why do you want to hug me? I don't know you, but you have an energy vibration. Yes. Just like a ball of energy, and people just, they just admire that. It's like, okay,
get close. That's right.
To the point where now I'm the one hugging people, and I was like, I never liked hugging folks.
Me either. I didn't like hugging.
They need it.
They need it.
You don't gotta pay me. I mean, I can send you my Cash App if you want a longer hug than 20 seconds. I'll give you that one free of charge. That's a consultation.
I will see my Cash App if you need more than a 20-second. All right.
You
got 5 seconds.
This one's on the house. All right. You gotta pay me the rest of it.
Woo.
That's not a bad idea. That's true. Look, I want to make sure I pass the ball. We're gonna make sure you get to the meat of you, woman. Today we're gonna pass it off. Today I'm gonna go about the other way. So, Daz, you got the next one. Go ahead.
If you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Ooh. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Oh, oh gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna say, because my grandmother's coming up, and clearly she wants to be in this mix. She keeps popping up in the whole energy and atmosphere. So I'm gonna just say, okay, Grandma, we're gonna give you a tribute. Shout out to you, Grandma, Mama. This is my mom's mom. But I would just say to accept that not everyone's gonna like you. To accept that not everyone is going to be someone you can interact with. No matter how nice you can try to be to them, no matter how much you show up and you're respectful and polite, it doesn't matter how much energy you possess. There are just some people, it don't matter what you do, they're just not your cup of tea. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with who you are as a person. It's just people gravitate to who they like or who they can, identify with. And if they don't identify with you in that way, it does not take away from who you are. Continue to show up in who you are. I think that would be the biggest one, because I remember when I was younger, my grandmother said, baby, I'm just going to tell you this, and I know you may not like what I'm going to tell you, but not everyone's going to be your friend and not everyone's going to like you. And my 8-year-old self said, what? That's not possible. I make everybody like me. I'm going to figure out a way to do that, because I'm a solutions-based person. I always solve problems. And at 8-year-old me, I know I can find a solution to that. And at 8 years old, I've been trying for a very long time until I had to get on my spiritual journey and become more conscious and acclimated to who I am, and realize that if you can be in every circle and everybody likes you, there's something wrong. You're not being authentic. You're not being who you are. Who are you? If you can fit in every peg, whether it's circle, triangle, square, your little peg can fit in every one of them. Who are you? And why is it that works for you? And if it works for you, how? Why? But when you start to really pull back, you realize people pleasing is a real thing.
Yes, it is.
Going outside of ourselves to please people, trying to show up and work for merit or work for people to like us or to show us that we are okay to be a part of your space or that we are accepted. Acceptance starts with you just being who you are.
That's right.
So those are I think that would be the biggest thing, is just understand that everybody's gonna like you, understand that you're not gonna be everybody's cup of tea, and that is okay.
That sounds like a book for kids, Miss Bruja. A little kid book, because kids could use something like that. It's like, just, let them know that, and just listen, we need to do something together, because I already see the pictures in my head already.
Okay to be me.
All right, so you want me to illustrate it? I'll write the words. Let's go.
Yeah.
There we go.
So it's because that's something that kids need, because so many kids are trying to fit in, and make it for teenagers, make it for all different ages. So because that's what the problem is with these schools, is that's how people get in gangs and clubs and get involved with stuff that they shouldn't, because they trying to fit in, and it doesn't work, and it's like to me, it needs to be reinforced, like, on a constant basis, from whatever age it is on up. Like, hey, like, get a sticker, a shirt that says that, like, hey, put it up. You get you have a sign that says like, do not, like, stop or whatever. Get that sign that says the words of a flashcard or something, put up there, because that's a powerful statement. Thank you, Grandma. What's Grandma's name?
We call her Mama, but that's Grandma Mama.
Thank you, Grandma Mama, for bringing that word back to Bruja today. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, they've been loud lately, and I know a lot of people who are on this spiritual journey better be listening to their ancestors.
Mm-hmm. Daz, you got some more to add to that question, Daz?
So, say it again.
I asked Daz if she got more to add to that. She want to, add to that conversation, what she was just saying.
No, but I was saying, well, I guess I do. But I mean, they saying, well, one, and if you don't have haters, then you're not doing nothing. So I just it's just like we were talking about. There's just some things a part of the life journey that is like a rites of passage, right? And the sooner you know that, the better, so that you can just continue to go. Mm-hmm. And I do think that kids need to know that. Like, the younger you are, that's something that you need to know, because, like, even with just the training or the followerism, not enough leaders, because so many children are doing things to be liked, that if we know that, the sooner the better. Like, hey, some people just, it's just not going to be your vibe, and that's okay. I think that needs to be in kindergarten when we're learning our colors. And
yes.
Start there.
That's exactly that.
You don't have
to be
nasty.
Kindergarten.
You don't have to, what I'm saying? Everybody doesn't have to be your friend. And the sooner that's known, I think the better. And I think that definitely needs to be in kindergarten.
Yeah. Because these kids are coming up very smart. Even at 2 and 3 years old, they know how to distinguish stuff that we didn't know how to distinguish at 2 and 3 years old. So you got to start early.
First of all, it would remove a lot of adolescent depression. I'm noticing we weren't depressed when we were kids. We were not. We were too busy doing stuff outside, playing, coming up with stuff, discovering things, damn near dying. I'll be really honest. A lot of us might not have made it, because we had so much freedom to become something, to do well or to fail on our own. We got in trouble, but we got in trouble. That was the whole thing. And then we kept going. Nowadays, kids are either afraid to do things, or because they worry about how people are going to see them. And then if they're outgoing and they don't care how people see them, there's those who either envy them or make them feel inferior because they don't really care. And that's just, we kind of got to find a way to get this through the head of adults, let alone children, that your journey is never going to be like someone else's. And that's what makes you special. That's what makes, like you said, that's the rite of passage. Accept learning and accepting that you are you and the only you that was ever made. And it's okay. Because someone else is them and the only them that needs to be. You know, you don't need to be them too, just to be friends. you know,
Yeah.
and it's funny because people used to tell me, "How was it?" I went to Stewart Park, so that, did you deal with bullying and cliques and stuff? I was oblivious. I was too busy being in another town. I was in another part of town. I was in Seward Park. I was in the first time I ever seen a Chinese person in my life that wasn't at the Chinese restaurant. I had friends from other countries, all kinds of backgrounds. I just was me. I sang, I said hello, I went to class. All my classmates hated me because I like to study. And I like my teachers. So, they didn't like me, except when it was time to get grades up. We had to do that. So I was on a focus. I didn't notice the social stuff. And I had a lot of friends. People they used to collect around me at tables, and I didn't notice until about the first year. I didn't notice what most people grew up on because when I got there, I had aspirations. I didn't come there looking to be accepted. I came there with trying to learn how to get to the next. I was like, college bound. What happened to that? What happened to? I'm using this place, my stepping stone. I gotta get these good grades. I got swim. A child had to swim every morning. I broke my leg, and I not gonna lie. I wish
It
to
was
God I
bowling
was
for us. I
there.
hated bowling. Oh my God. That was our gym class. I was like, bowling, but now I'm a great bowler. So,
You said bowling was your gym class? What?
Yes, honey. She had bowling. I had swimming because I broke my leg and I couldn't do the whole running up and down. So I had to come in and go swimming every morning. I said, but now, well, I ain't going to drown, am I? If I fall in the ocean, I'm going to make it. Okay. Not a lot of people in Harlem can say that. That's true. But that's the thing. We realize these young people need to be introduced to themselves as
Yeah.
powerful from young, from very young. Oh my God. But what happened?
I love Dad's kids because Dad's kids are so interactive. They be doing all kind of stuff. Like one time Dad did a video of them at the when they first got their credit card, and I was like, look at this
Wait,
girl.
what?
When they got their credit
You
card,
got
and so
credit card?
yeah, they got some kind of
I
bank card or
keep
something.
telling her she needs to adopt us. Come on now.
No, and so she was showing a video of them how they was how to get money and how they had their own money, and girl, they was so proud. I was like,
Okay.
who does that? It's it's like to see
She
like
need
a
to teach
black
her
woman
parents
doing that
that.
kind of stuff, showing preparing their kids for the world. And it's like they got their businesses, they got all kind of stuff, and it was like
That's right.
I never like we had like lemon, like ice. What you call that thing? We would
Your
sell like
lemonade stand.
canned lemonade stands like that.
You just
But I
sell your
never knew
candy.
kids like
Yeah.
that. I never knew of anyone. You see this
Cakes and
on
beverages.
Facebook, whatever. But I never knew anyone. And her kids was like doing. I was like, boy, them kids are something else. And so she's teaching her kids at an early age. So it's like that's what we gotta do with our kids. Like, it's like when Brew was talking about this, the grandmother stuff like that. That thing is missing. It's like that grandma part is missing in this world. It's like it's like we need to bring back the wisdom of grandmothers and elders back because that's what we need out this world. Well, I'm gonna ask my question whether you're ready for me or
I,
not.
I was gonna say, Miss P. Well, I'm so glad that you realize we need to bring it back. That's your
Yes,
job.
ma'am.
We're
Yes,
gonna
I
leave
did.
that for you.
I did. So my question is, how do you balance spirituality and work life?
So that is definitely a ongoing day-to-day balance thing that I got to work out. But what I will say is that it's gotten better as we continue to move through understanding that shadow work meditation is a day-to-day thing. As someone who is a practicing shaman and also, witch and doing these things, a lot of the times I'm always picking up energy or doing energy work with people and having to clear my energy. So for me, it's a lot of times finding the self-care, finding the time to spend with self-care. Meditation, deep breathing, those are things I do every single day. Like the way you get up and wash your behind and brush your teeth every day is what I do for meditation every day, at least once a day. If I can do it more than once for the day, even longer than an hour, I will. And just so people know, like meditation is not, because a lot of times people be like, I don't know how to meditate. I don't know how to meditate. You're honestly, you're meditating more than you know. if you ever get into this, the space of washing dishes and you kind of zone out and you're just washing dishes and you kind of get lost in track of time and you're just like in your thoughts and all kinds of thoughts are coming in and you're just different things are just pulling into you and you're not even like looking for it or thinking about something consciously where you're solving a problem in your mind. When you're cognitively thinking to solve a problem, your brain is doing that movement. And then it's that I'm just relaxed and thoughts are just kind of coming in and out. That's meditating. It's literally being able to calm your mind enough not to feel like it has to be working to solve a problem or what's the to-do list or what do we got to do next, where you can literally just let your brain be still enough to just allow things to ebb and flow through. And take note of what's coming through in those thoughts. Take note of what's coming up as you're just standing there washing dishes and just getting lost. Even just like listening to the sound of the water, right? That gets you calm. While you're doing that, and this is just a little exercise just to see how to like get acclimated to meditation. While you're standing there doing that, listen to the thoughts that are coming in. Are they negative? Are there thoughts about a specific person? Is it thoughts about a specific thing that you're dealing with that's like maybe you're not seeing it from a bird's eye and you're looking at it like this? Is it constantly coming up in your mind's eye? Those are the things you want to pay attention to, because when you're quietly kept, that's when the subconscious can come through and really let you know, like, hey, these are the things that you so busy all day, we've been collecting, but we got to still deal with this stuff in the back. So when you get quiet enough, we're going to want you to come back here. And most people be like, I don't got time for that, right? And they keep putting it back there, until you have that weird ass dream where the dragon comes out the closet, made you a turkey sandwich, sat next to you in the bed. Y'all did the cat daddy, and then he ate you. And you're like, what the hell did I just dream? What is this weird ass? And like all these things that just happened in the dream.
The cat daddy.
The hell am I doing in my dream? Like, I'm trying to figure it out, right? But those are all the things subconsciously that your brain is like, okay, they thought about the sandwich. They know they needed to eat, but they ain't eat today, right? So now that goes in the bag. And then the dragon might be representing your Kundalini energy that needs to be activated. And it means that you need to raise your vibration because today you've been acting low vibing, right? So now the dragon gets thrown in the bag. And then it's like, well, you wanted to dance because movement helps you to move the energy through your body. So now the song that came in gets thrown in the bag. And then it's like, oh, well, then, I was sitting here having this conversation because I needed somebody to hold space for me today. But I'm sitting with this dragon having this whole conversation. Now that gets thrown in the bag. The bag gets shaken up, and that's your dream. Because you never dealt with any of the subconscious and you never sought through it and you never shifted through it, then now it's coming up in your dream with all these things because they got to make you aware that these are things you need to deal with. Look how strong and powerful the brain is, the mind.
Yes.
Right? So it's just work-life spirituality balance is about really taking ourselves and understanding the two computers that rule us have to always be cleaned and reprogrammed and downloaded and updated to be able to function optimally. And when
so can I ask you another question to do with your
dang
work? Girl? That was powerful. You gave us a whole prescription right there. Thank you so much for that prescription. So the other thing I want to ask you is that, do you do a 9 to 5 or just do this full time?
So I did a 9 to 5 for a very long time. And I'm just going to tell you, when I got into acclimating myself to my psychic mediumship abilities, because there's different modalities in the spiritual world. Some people are tarot readers, oracle card readers. Some people are psychic mediums. Then you have your Akashic record readers. You have your Reiki healers. There's so many different avenues within the spiritual walk. But when I decided to go back to really delving into the psychic mediumship, because I could see dead people since I was a baby, since I was little. I was at my grandfather's funeral. I think they told me the whole time at his funeral, I was sitting by the coffin. Everybody would come up and, pay their respects. But my little 3-year-old self was just up there with my bottle, and I'm just having a whole conversation. And people are like coming up thinking like, does she know he's dead? And this and the third. And so I'm sitting up there like, they're going to close you in here. You might want to get up. Do you want some of my cheese? Here, have some of my bottle. Like, I'm trying to feed him the bottle. I'm doing all these things that everyone's looking at me like, this little girl does not know this man is dead. And my grandfather lived with us prior to him transitioning. So they were like, she doesn't know he's dead. Does anybody want to tell her? And so I remember 2 of my aunts coming over and they were like, how does she know that he's dead? I said, no, he's not. He's just right over there. And I pointed in the corner next to the flowers. And they looked at me like, okay, we're going to go sit down. Let's go get her mother so her mother can come get her because they're about to do this processional. We're about to go through this funeral thing. I don't know what she's talking about, but we're going to have this little baby sit down. And I was 3. But I just knew he was around. Like, I just knew his presence. I knew who he was. I was having conversations with him. So when I became fully acclimated to doing psychic mediumship, I worked with a lot of different people. I had a shaman that I worked with who helped me with my psychic mediumship. Shaman Wayne was someone I worked with. who I met through Clubhouse, and we ended up doing that and working together. And the reason why I had to do that is because there was a point in time where I had a psychic experience while I was at a bar once drinking. And when you drink, your subconscious gets lowered. Your conscious mind gets lowered, so your subconscious is coming up. And I kept hearing this lady say, "You got to tell them the message. You got to tell them the message." I kept hearing it in my ear, and I'm like, "Who am I talking to? Like, what is this noise I'm hearing in my ear?" And I was kind of, tipsy. And I remember going up to the bar to get a drink. The bartender kept passing me, wasn't seeing me. I walk over to the security door, and the guy was standing there. And I just struck up a conversation with him, just talking to him, not realizing that the whole time I'm talking to him, the message I was getting was for him. And so we're just having the conversation. I said, "I don't know why I need to tell you this. I'm going to tell you." And so I told him everything. And I said, "Whatever you're doing, don't forget this." And I touched his chest. He had on rosary beads underneath his sweater. I didn't even know. I just touched his chest, and I said, don't hide this. You can't hide this because your grandmother taught you this, and you have to remember this. And that's what you're hiding from, your religious and your spirituality. And he's like, "Well, you can't know that because my grandmother's dead." And I said, "Well, I'm not doing that again," and walked away. But because I said I wouldn't do it again, I literally turned off my gifts. That's why we have to watch what we speak over ourselves, because we can turn off our own gifts. And I did that when it took me almost 10 to 11 years before I went back to activate myself again, to be able to talk and do psychic mediumship.
You know what? That is so powerful what you said, because sometimes so many kids come here with these gifts, and because they're not around the right people, or because the bill, because it's like, I remember seeing things and doing things when I was younger, but when I would tell people, it was like, you shouldn't be knowing that, you too young and all that kind of stuff. And so, I just, disregarded, the gift that I had. And so this conversation is so powerful for me. I don't know about nobody else, but it's like, there's so many days that I just like, I rejected the gift, because I was like, I don't have no one in here who understand what I'm dealing with. And I wasn't around people to guide me to know how to deal with it, because there was things I would know about people, and I know daggone well I did not know nothing about them. There was situations that I could see about people. I knew things, or I knew how to do stuff. I never did it, but it was a gift. It was a gift. And it's like, people like, oh, you like, when they hear, like, when people hear the word rich, they was thinking the worst thing. And it's like, why do we have to put people, because people come here gifted and talent from the birth. And it was like, you can't fight who you are. You are. And everybody try to make it be something evil, and it's not evil. It's a beautiful thing that you can assist someone and help you're guiding them, to their truth, or coming out of whatever danger. They might be in danger. They might not live in their true self. And you can help them. So why not help people instead of making it be a bad thing? And I'm just so glad that I learned different now. I know different, because when I was younger, if I heard the witch, I was like, "Oh my God, a witch!" I would get crazy about it. I'm being honest with you, but it was like, listen, I feel like everybody got good and bad in them, and it's like, I don't care what you do. Everybody have their good parts and their good bad. But there's so many gifted people out here who have been, just thrown away because people did not understand who they was. And I love that you said what you said. At 3 years old, you saw that. That 3 years old, somebody was speaking to you and telling you the truth, and it was like, that was you. Did you go around saying, "Can you please give me this gift"? was you writing a contract like, "Can you give me that gift"? No, it just came to you.
And I've tried to renegotiate my contract, but apparently in this lifetime, I'm not going back to spiritual jail or probation, so we're not allowed to renegotiate any contracts in this lifetime. But that's another thing too. Even lifetime, I know a lot of people don't believe in like lifetime energies, and to whatever anyone's belief is, I say, always do your research, always look into it. You never know what you may think is not for you or a part of you until you read it, and then, oh snap, this resonates with me. Like, wait a minute, this I can understand this, I relate to it, or it could be something that just makes you understand a part of yourself that you feel like was missing all this time. That's true. And that for me was being able to, like you said, accept my gifts, not run from them. I hated labels. Don't label me. Don't call me nothing other than what I decide to tell you I want to be called in that moment. And it might change in 5 minutes, but it's true. To be able to say, I am a witch, I am a bruja. And like you said, a lot of people, Christianity has gotten us so, religion period, has gotten us so away from what is in the Bible. Crystals are talked about in the Bible.
Yes, it is.
So all of these things have been talked about in the Bible. And if anyone ever wants to like really delve into the Bible in a way that you really understand the allegory stories in the Bible, get you a metaphysical Bible dictionary. by, I believe his name is Daniel something, but Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. It's a huge, thick book. It has like a purple and beige cover. But get that in some of your favorite scriptures, he basically breaks down and allows you to understand it and understand what these scriptures are. Because a lot of the stories in the Bible are allegory. And what that means, do your research, because I always like to give y'all stuff so that you can expand your mind.
Because I remember my son was 6 years old and we were going into a store. And he was like, Mama, don't go in. That's so something going to happen. I'm like, boy, shut up. I got to go to the store. He started crying and hysterical. He was like, please, don't go in the store.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he was begging. He was pulling him up. So we live in Harlem, right? Not too far from you, Miss Ruby. We live on H. You live wherever you live at. But the point of it is that he was pulling me up from the store. He was screaming, just having a fit. So I was like, I better listen to this boy because he's getting on my damn nerve. I'm gonna go and walk away from the store. Do you know? Later on, they said somebody was robbing the store at the time that I was trying to go into the store.
And your son figured that out.
And my son saved our life because who knows, we could have got killed that day. But the point of it is that people don't listen to their kids. Their kids, like you ever like my son, if he was around people like, Mama, I don't like them. I'll tell him, see you later, goodbye, have a good day. My son don't like you.
Exactly.
See you later.
Yeah.
So listen. We'll probably come back to you, baby.
So what we're gonna do
now.
What we're gonna do now, I'm gonna ask you to share how people get in touch with you. How do they find you for this amazing service that you provide, as well as the spiritual insight to, everything.
So, I'm on social media. The BK Bruja Laughs is my social media. If you want to do books or book a reading, I actually have a service now where you can do a recorded video reading, or if you'd like to do a one-on-one, you just have to book through the site. I also do live readings every so often. Being that my time is starting to transition into the getting me into teaching courses, I'll be having some upcoming courses for not only just to understand yourself spiritually, but also ways to heal the mind, body, and soul, right? And so like women who deal with reproductive and fibroids and PCOS, I have something that I'm doing with women, not only just on the holistic sense, but our mindset is a big part of how we shift our body to also heal itself, right? And so we can take herbs all day, but if your mindset does not believe that those herbs are going to help the body heal itself, it's not going to do anything for you.
That's it, baby.
Clear and that's transparent, because I call myself straight up no chaser. I am that shot that you need to take, the spiritual Mary Poppins. I will give you that shot, but it's because you got to get shaken up. You got to stop being comfortable in the low vibrational, being comfortable in things that don't bring you the joy, grace, and ease that you are entitled to, because that's your birthright. That is our birthright as the human beings on this earth that have dominion and power, and that's in the Bible. Right. And another thing that I think people always think too is that witches and people who are in the spiritual walk are not into God or into religious spirituality and Christianity. I grew up in a Catholic school household. I grew up in Catholic school. I could tell you every scripture back and forth if I wanted to. But again, that does not take away from what I do, because this is enhancing who I am. This is on top of, right? And so whenever we can do that and align in that way. But you can find me on Hipsy, Hipsy.com if you want to go and get your readings. I do live readings there as well. You can find me on the bkbrujalaughs.com. I do have a website, but I'm currently working on it, so it's not up just yet. But if you need to get in touch with me, go through my IG. You can also email me, the bkbrujalaughs@gmail as well. And I offer so many different services. So look forward to seeing y'all.
Wow. Okay.
Beautiful.
So we're going to pull it up to Miss T. Would you like to share what you're up to in the world?
Well, I do a lot of things, but the thing I want to talk about today is I have a legal program called Legal Shield, and man has so many powerful stuff that they offer. Like one of the things that they offer, like we have a plan that's $39.99, and if you want to get a divorce, uncontested divorce, you get a divorce for $39.99 as long as uncontested. Now, how can you beat that? And I'm not for divorce, but if people got to get divorced, get divorced. And we also have a identity program, Identity Shield, like where people can, because it's a lot of fraud now. People stealing people's identities, so you need to protect your identity. We have we have prices as low as $14.99 and $19.95, so it's like very low just to cover, protect yourself monthly.
Cover yourself.
We have a will plan, like If the legal shield program that I have is
You
$39,
better have
you
one.
can get your will done. Like, because a lot of people don't get wills, and they like they don't have the will. So when they die, there's nothing you could do, and so your property, your
The court
stuff
get it.
goes in. Somebody else got to make a decision for you. So it's important that they just have so many services that they offer, and I love it. I'm starting new, so if I can't help you get the understanding, I get one of my leaders to help me. So I'm gonna keep it real with you, and I'm complete. And
All
this was
right.
fun
And
and
that
powerful.
would be, of course, last but never least, we're going to talk about some of the things that's happening with the dads in the house.
Yeah.
What's happening, dads? Where we going to be? What we going to do?
We have, if you want to come and hang out in community in person, learn in person, we have the annual 420 experience
Yay!
here in Denver, Colorado. We also have the Winners Tribe, where it's a resource hub where you have tips, tricks, and resources on all the ways to make money. Everything isn't for everybody, but we have something for everybody when it comes to making money. And if you really want to take your wealth education to a whole nother level, and that means being able to take advantage of digital financial literacy, being able to have investing classes, and be able to get crypto alerts, then you're going to want to get the ultimate wealth building membership that we have as well. So those are the three things that I have.
Oh,
Go
okay.
girl.
Yes, she be busy, y'all.
And I'm telling
She
you, those
be so
classes
busy,
is
she keep me
powerful,
busy.
y'all. Those classes are very powerful. I learned a lot from being in the classes, y'all.
Absolutely. And
Yes.
for myself, I just want to say, with all of this, find it all on P2G, because we ain't playing. We are the hub for all of our resources. I am not lying, y'all. This is how I get it. You gonna get it, because it's a
That's true.
fabulous life. I'm trying to tell you, I get to enjoy all of these amazing products and services from these ladies, and some of even our associates through one another. It is truly a network. It is truly a network. When I
That's
have a
true.
question of how am I going to, because I never tell myself I can't do anything. I ask myself, how am I going to get it done? I either get a phone call, a text, or I make a phone call or a text to someone in this amazing network that is P2G Networks. And look what I get. I get the answers. And
That's
you know
true.
what it came from? I asked God one day to provide me with what I needed to help others get what they needed. I actually said that out loud.
And that's exactly what it is. So the land of the surrender, I'll just say this much. The realm
Most
of surrender, that's what death is. Death is the land of surrender. You surrender your body, but you are still a spirit. And the only way our ancestors and God can work for us is if we petition, ask, pray, affirm, whatever you want to call it. But you got to open your mouth and say it.
That's right. So when I
Can
say
you
things
say that
out,
again?
go ahead. Tell it.
Say it
Go
again.
say
And
it.
see, you wouldn't want me to say it again, but these downloads, when they come in, they never come back verbatim exactly
Oh,
the
okay.
same. So you got to catch
But I
me in the
get the
moment. That's why I
understanding.
love when we record these things. But I was just saying, we have to be mindful of the fact that we manifest with our words. So anything that you say, you will have. So it's so important to be mindful of how we're speaking, what we're
Yes.
saying, because again, we manifest it. And when you ask, because like I said, our ancestors, when they leave this physical body, they go into what we call death, but that's only just the land of surrender, the realm of surrender. You're surrendering your human body. As a spirit, you're still an energy. But because they don't have a human body, they can't move around. You got to ask them to do it because they don't got no physical way to do it for you. You got to activate it with something. And what do your words do? Activate.
Yes.
And
I
so
agree with you.
I'm gonna keep activating so I can keep
Yeah.
manifesting. Because honey, it ain't doing nothing but good. And
That's
so I
right.
share this with you all. And she just been, like I said, when two are in agreement, you know what that is. All right.
That's right.
So with that, have a wonderful, wonderful Friday and wonderful weekend. Ladies, thank you so much for bringing so much to the table. We love you. We
Yes.
love you all. We love you. And always, as I always tell people, I love you until the day that you love you more than I can.
Mm.
And that's how it goes. I see you
Man, I
soon.
can sit on the shirt, Ruby. I can sit on the shirt,
I
y'all.
know we gotta get the shirt,
I can
right?
sit on the shirt. Yeah, girl.
Look, I'm gonna have a whole new wardrobe in a minute. Watch.
That's
Whole new
right.
wardrobe. Miss T gonna put them on the shirt. Let's get
Mm-hmm.
it popping, ladies.
And
Have a
and dads
wonderful
and dads
weekend.
have a class to show you how to do that for your own self. So you ain't
Oh
got
yes,
to
of
worry about
course.
that.
And then Daz actually has a class to show you how to make the dang thing. Child,
That's
don't
right.
start me up. Don't start me up.
That's
You
right.
can't
Listen,
lose when you got this many people in your network.
we
Right?
are some creative geniuses in here, and you need to come join us so you can be part of the team because we are winning. And there's something about when you join P2G, you just happen, you grow. You
You
grow
ain't got
because
no
the
choice.
energy here is fire. It's like you just start setting up, just like you get set on fire. And not a fire, not in a good way, because it's like your
Right.
spark is so powerful that it goes over to other folks.
That's right.
You
So
light other people fire.
let's
Like
let
my
these ladies get their weekend started, Miss T. Let's go,
yes,
let's
ma'am.
go. Loving on y'all. Peace and love. Everybody give you love.
You're the BK Bruja Laughs. See y'all same channel, same time next week. Peace.
That's right.
Can't wait to hang out with y'all on Friday, baby guys and baby
That's right.
girls.
Enjoy your evening and wonderful weekend. And Daz, let them go with some.
Blessings, good fortune, and may the profits forever be in your favor.
Yes. Dun, 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 dun.